Yeah, look, we're doing the water test, and the Durafix is leaking right there. So, I'll grind this area off, and then hit it with Durafix again.
Now while I'm cutting rubber.
While you're making the hoses.
Don't play with fire. It's not good for you.
Alright, go ahead. Hit her up.
Okay, so where?
Heat needs to be here. All that sealed up good there. So all we want is the heat over in this area. Takes a while, don't it? And the cool thing is, this Durafix we have here, you can actually drill and tap it. It becomes structural. It's really cool stuff.
I don't know what Durafix is. I guess it's just you heat up aluminum and put more aluminum on it.
Pretty much.
That's all I got out of that.
It's getting there. No, it's not. This will take a couple minutes to get that hot. Back off a little bit. A little close. There you go. See? See what happens as soon as you backed up? See that edge melt? I want it to start like running like how it did before and made this big glob. That's what I want it to do.
I wonder what fire looks like on camera.
Good question. You'll know you're getting close on this little piece of Durafix. Oh, it's starting to shape. No, probably about halfway there on the heat. You have to use MAP gas when you do this because regular little gas, the blue ones, they don't get hot enough. The gas doesn't burn hot enough to do it. We really need a torch, but keep it on.
I know.
But yeah, MAP gas is the best we got. Really need acetylene torches to do this because it heats it up so much quicker. You see how it just sucks that heat out of it as soon as you put it in, because aluminum's a giant heat sink. Like up here it'll be hot, and down here it'll be hot. Because see, if you just stick it on, it'll just gob up wherever you put it, and it'll like have bubbles. We need it to get so hot that it's like flows like water. Yeah? How about now?
No, it doesn't look. It looks like all I can see is the little teal stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? When you're bored in the garage. I thought we were getting hot enough.
Thought and knew.
I thought it was, but look. Oh, it's getting there. Here we go. We just think. Oh.
Yay. That was on the floor.
It's not hot at all. How crazy is that?
And that was like.
See how quick the heat comes out of it?
You know, I'm not gonna put that there.
That's gonna be hot. That crazy? And you can drill and tap this. I mean, not this. This is paper thin. Crazy, huh? All right, so let's go do that hose that we were working on. I think we've got this one pretty much figured out.
I got a trophy. Okay, I'm done being bad.
Yeah, so you got all this done for me, right?
Maybe. You'll never know.
All right, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Honda K-Swap. My name is Steven Vincent. Over there is the Blur. And right here, well, let me just show you. All right, so I've been busy since the last episode, working on the wiring, the ECU, the IQ3 dash, and how I'm going to integrate all of this over there into the Fiero. So, all right, so where are we at? We got the relays here, and the great thing about this harness is they're all labeled as to where they go. Now, what I've found so far is I'm going to have to extend the OBD2 port because I want it in the stock Fiero location right there in the center console between the seats. I made a bracket to mount the wiring bulkhead pass-throughs. Made these up last night on the old drill press. So I didn't drill out the third one. I do have it marked and center punched to add one more, which I may have to do. We only have one extra pin on this whole setup here. So, yeah, I know on my Fiero we needed 3 total. So, we'll see how that goes. So, one of the things that I did find out that we are missing from the dash that I picked up from Mike is what's called the B connector. Now, this is a 34-pin connector that allows us to run the turn signals, high beam, parking brake indicator, yada yada yada. Now apparently with this CAN system, it's supposed to be able to run, or at least be able to communicate from the ECU to the dash. So at least we have that much. So we could start it. But we won't, have the additional functionality and the menu buttons that I need to install to flip through the different menus of the IQ3 dash. So Mike's looking to see if he has that connector. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to order one from Haltech. So with that said, let's start mocking us up in the car and then see where we're at. Show them before I grind it now.
Yeah. Now, if you guys want to see something hilarious, he burned himself. This man right here.
How'd it go in my glove?
With a hole in it. Looky there.
Yeah. You know what they say? If it sounds like bacon, you're good. If it smells like bacon, you're on fire. I smell bacon.
Oh, God. Oh, that's that.
That's a pretty good phrase, isn't it? Sounds like bacon, you're doing it right. If it smells like bacon, you're on fire.
You guys need to see this. This man has burns.
Hey, now look. I was welding. I had my big MIG welding gloves on. And can you see it? It came through the glove, which is funny because I'm holding my hand up. So that means that we found there was a hole in the finger, and it came down through and landed on my palm. It was not fun. They can't see my face now.
No, they got.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. So, we took a little break because it was the last week of summer before Chase went to school. And we went to Virginia Beach, went to the state fair, just kind of hung out, just kind of took a break from the garage. But then I started getting a little antsy, so I kind of worked on the garage. The problem is Brian is now PCSing from Alaska to California. So all our big purchases have to be put on hold until he gets down there, gets settled in, and then we can resume on the car. I'm going to do as much as I can, but the big items we still need are the shifter cables, the axles, wheels and tires, the back brakes. That's just what I can think of. You know, so why don't you show them around the garage what we moved around?
So for garage tour, well, he thinks of more stuff. There we go. We have the mystical BVMotorSports.
BVMotorSports, not BVMotorSports.
Yeah, your BVMotorSports.
No, BVMotorSports.
Fine, BVMotorSports.
Yes.
It's BVMotorSports because that's what I'm going to call them.
BVMotorSports doesn't even sound right.
Okay, well, be quiet. I'm doing them a tour. This is stuff number 1. More stuff. I call this the spinny thing with spinny wheels. Drill bits. Stuff. Something that that's how much my dad weighs. A drill press.
No, just where we moved them. Yeah, because the drill press, where did the drill press used to, the drill press used to be over here, didn't it?
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, so.
By where the little grindy looking thing should be.
I spoke to Garth when we were in Virginia Beach, and he has a bunch of hardwood. He has like an Alaska mill, I think that's what it's called, set up in his backyard. So he's got a bunch of hardwood that he's made himself. So we're going to take its poplar, red oak, I think hickory, I can't remember what all's there. But what we're going to do is we're going to make, we're going to laminate them together and make a proper workbench. So this is going to go bye-bye when Garth comes to visit.
This thingy.
So I'll have like a 600-pound workbench when we're done. It's going to be sick. I still need a metal workbench for welding. That's a big one. I don't know what we're going to do there, but we just hit up auctions, something. We'll find one sooner or later somewhere. Somebody's got one that's just got my name on it.
Anything cheap is basically has his name on
so we
it.
moved the toolboxes because they were kind of everywhere, and put all the toolboxes in this area so we have access to all the toolboxes.
I already gave them that tour.
Behind the toolbox is just storage.
I gave them this tour.
We are going to. You can tilt the camera instead of lifting up the little tripod.
Sorry, I'm just really used to that.
We are going to put the wheels back on the Fiero, so that requires the struts going on. But we're going to put the wheels back on, and then we're going to turn the car in the engine bay or in the bay, but we're going to bring it in backwards. So the car is going to be parked in here like a normal car instead of sideways in that back corner. We're going to do that probably in a few minutes. I probably should have dropped the engine out and welded that from inside the engine bay, but I don't really want to take the engine back out. All right, this is what we're welding. That's probably 24 gauge. So I had to turn my heat all the way down. And I am using 35 wire. I probably should have switched to 30. But yeah, that's how thin We're welding.
Okay, it's so thin. Look, 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 look. That's how thin it is. That, or I'm really strong. It's probably because it's really thin.
We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll, pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll, pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll, pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll, pulling up, smoking haze through the back door.
Alright, well, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to on episode 36. I am waiting on Brian to order some parts, but unfortunately, or fortunately, he's PCSing from Alaska to a new duty station. And of course, there comes quite a bit of expense there. We're trying to find you a new place to live and first month's deposits and all that blah, 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 adulting stuff. Welcome to the adult world, Brian. So, we are going to have to hold off on ordering a few of the big parts, namely the axles. I thought he had ordered those, but I was, completely wrong. What I did in this episode is got the engine back in, started on the wiring. I'm doing the fuel system right now. I'll show you a little bit more of that before we, conclude episode 36. I did move the car over to this side of the garage. There's no need for it to set sideways and use my kind of, make do, my home-brewed gantry, if you will. So the car can set over here now, the wheels and all that back on. I got it moved around. Of course, that made it to where I had to organize the garage again. But hey, it just gets cleaner, right? So, yeah, I'm just going to continue on what I can, which is finishing up the wiring, finish up the fuel system. I just got to make 2 lines, and that's done. I've already got all the stuff done for the fuel pressure regulator, which I'll show you here and here. It's just a matter of cutting the lines, putting the ends on, buttoning them up. That's easy peasy. If you want to see it all, I may put it in, I may not. I might wait till episode 37. I am working on the coolant hoses. Funny enough, they're right here. So this has been Durafixed together, as you can see. This is the driver's side radiator hose. I believe you could almost get away with using a stock V6 or even 4-cylinder driver's side radiator hose. I think it's that close. The passenger side is done. Passenger side right there, pretty simple. I am going to transfer this over to hardline, but you can see that's how easy these lines are. So it's, like I said, it was close. Alright, so where does that leave us? Well, I guess where I said, finishing on the wiring, and that's a long, tedious process, especially for me with my contrasting color blindness. So it probably will be a while before episode 37 comes out, and it's just me working on wiring. I may go ahead and order a V-band flange, and I'll show you why. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, as you can see, the end of the exhaust manifold, which is down there, it's pointing practically right at the rear sway bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that flange off, add a V-band, and that'll let me route the exhaust. Of course, the exhaust goes in this cavity back here, and then just a super simple single exhaust pipe. But yeah, this is where we're at. As you can see, I'm still knocking out the wiring. I am working on the fuel system there, as you can see on the lines. I added some rib nuts over here to mount the aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. I'll route the feed line along that shelf there and then up to it. I already made a bracket, it's over there drying. So yeah, we are getting it done. I'm getting excited. There's a lot going on, but it's a lot of tedious, kind of mind-numbing, shoot me now wiring. I do have to measure for the shifter cable and select cable and get that ordered. But again, it just depends on Brian and how much he feels like he's comfortable spending right before he makes that big move. I totally understand, and that's how it goes. Now, I know a lot of people have been wondering, why is it taking so long to get this car built? Well, this should show you exactly. This car is being built on a budget, and we build it as Brian can afford the parts. This is just how it is. I mean, we're not a big channel. We don't have sponsors or tons of money rolling in or any of that good stuff. You know, we don't. This channel generates no income whatsoever. We've sold some shirts, but again, that goes really quick when you're only making a couple dollars a shirt. So yeah, this is a real world budget, real world time frame on a build. He's lucky I had a lot of the parts that I do, and you know, that's just how it is. If you don't like it, I'm sure there's plenty of channels that can go pop out a car in a week or two. That isn't me. Alright, so anyway, I appreciate you watching, and again, be patient for episode 37. It is going to be a while, just because I really don't feel like showing you the wiring. And you can see right there, that's the bulkhead wiring fittings that I installed so that we have the harnesses quick connect, one bolt, out it goes. So it's just little things. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one.